Hi, I've just moved in next door. Cola?
I've been training them. Good evening. So, Margaret Thatcher's her grandmother. Mark finally found his way, didn't he? He wasn't present at the birth, he went to the wrong hospital. Maggie's thrilled to bits, of course. And she's just announced that baby Michael will be baptised on Monday, circumcised on Tuesday and privatised on Wednesday. I wonder what kind of world he'll grow up into, particularly since politicians have discovered the colour green. They're all onto it now, aren't they? They've finally woken up to the fact that if the environment's not taken care of, there's one precious, irreplaceable resource which will be lost. It's called an election. American politics, of course, have led the way on the green issue for years. They've now got a Bush in the White House. His vice presidents are vegetable. 12 months ago, green was not in a politician's vocabulary. When someone told Margaret Thatcher that the ozone layer was being harmed and damaged by the CFCs, she said, issue them with ID cards, that'll put a stop to it. But in a very short time, the word green has taken on such a different meaning. It's like water softener. That now means a government advertising campaign. No, I didn't think you'd get that one. Well, the Tories did promise in their election manifesto that they would pass water onto the man into the street. I thought you'd get that one. Where do the Labour Party stand on this green bandwagon? As usual, up to their ears in manure. Roy Hattersley's quite looking forward to water privatisation. With the amount he produces when he's talking, he'll make a fortune. Meanwhile, Neil Kinnock is definitely going green with envy. David Owen's popularity. Did you read that Neil has employed the services of a comedian, Stephen Fry, to help him out with his speeches, make them funnier? Steve will have his work cut out there, won't he, really? And if he does, wait for the rush to emulate the pairing, right? Nigel Lawson will want Jimmy Cricket to help him with his budget taxes. Come here, there's more. Saatchi and Saatchi will team up with Max Bygraves. I want to sell you a Tory. And Cecil Parkinson's employing Del Boy. What a plonker! Bandwagons, I don't know. One person makes a few bob with an idea and everybody's onto it. Television is as bad as anyone else. Once there was one Australian soap opera. Now there's half a dozen. We've had Canadian soap operas, French soap operas, even a Brazilian soap opera, where the dubbing was so bad I thought I was watching Top of the Pops. Then there's all the TV programmes where they discuss TV programmes. You know, dozens of them. I mean, they even talk about themselves. I saw Ludovic Kennedy on Did You See reviewing Open Air, where people complained because Points of View had letters about right to reply. Blimey, a programme's hardly finished before they start pulling it to pieces. In fact, I'm expecting Anne Robinson to walk onto this show any minute now, and start complaining about the last bloody joke because she's had a letter about it. And as for television advertising, well, I mean, they see a trend, whomp, everybody's at it. I mean, take the Cointreau ad with that ridiculous couple. Well, they are ridiculous, aren't they? They've been trying to get it together for 15 years now. Now we've got the bloody gold-plen couple. Why don't they lock all four of them in a room with a gallon of Cointreau, 6 gross of Durex, let them bonk themselves stupid and all have some peace? That's the other latest trend in advertising, isn't it? You know, people running out of things. Eh? Knock, knock, knock. Hi, I've run out of coffee. Knock, 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 knock. Hi, I've run out of cola. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, I've run out of Heinz soup. I can't wait for the new Andrex advert. Knock, 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 knock. I've run out of that! It's too late, it's too late! I suppose a bonk's out of the question. And you must have noticed how advertisers are now busting their wallets to get the biggest stars to endorse the products. I mean, Madonna, Michael Jackson, George Michael. Do they honestly believe that we believe they use these things? I mean, the advert that stretches credibility is Jerry Hall advertising Bovril. She uses it as a slimming aid. And does it work? Well, it must do, because 10 minutes later she's in another advert stuffing Applause chocolate bars down her throat. So what with Bovril and all that milk chocolate? No wonder she's a silly cow. Newspapers can be as bad. 7 or 8 years ago, one paper started to do bingo. Right? Then they were all at it. Lotto, Lucky Chance. Even the Times had to get onto the bandwagon. I know they couldn't call it bingo. Oh, no. They called theirs portfolio. And when you win, you have to shout, heist. When that impetus died away, they started giving us bigger papers. Weekend supplements, Sunday colour supplements. Now they've started Saturday colour supplements. You can't read it all. I mean, it takes you 3 days to read Saturday's papers now. So on Tuesday you start Sundays and finish on Friday, and then it's bloody Saturday and you're all off again. I've just found out Churchill's dead. And of course, nobody jumps on a bandwagon quicker than motor manufacturers. Not long ago, the emphasis on car design was to appeal to men and their vanity. Hey. Cars were designed to be an extension of a man's virility. That's why he never let the woman drive, because when it come to his virility, she could handle it better than he could. Then came the craze for range vehicles, ugly things. But with some clever advertising, what happens? No self-respecting housewife could go shopping at Sainsbury's without her Mitsubishi 8-wheel drive bloody earth mover. Now the rage is for limited editions, where they take a bog standard vehicle and charge an extra £2,000 for painting a French word on the side. Vitesse, Comtesse, Hopeless. Everybody's doing it. Volvo are doing it. Hey, Volvo are doing it. Guess which one's the Volvo out of these names? The Champagne, the Mayfair, the Ritz, the Platinum, the 340 GLE 1.7. Volvos, tested by dummies, driven by people in anoraks. Austin have got a limited edition. It's called the Surprise. It starts in the morning. Reliant Robin have got a limited edition. It's called the Reliant Robin. Advertisements have always relied on stereotypes to make the point. None more so than a current commercial for a spaghetti sauce. But we think there's one or two cliches they've missed out.
Drago brings out the Italian.
What's been in the papers this week? Well, yesterday's papers were full of pictures of the England rugby squad joining the London Festival Ballet for a practice session. They agreed to wear tutus but refused to put on tights because it might affect their tackle. Denny Hill lived. And at the funeral of a Newcastle publican, his daughter laid a rather special wreath. It is, of course, the one that Prince Philip should have taken to Hirohito's funeral. And now, a commercial for next Wednesday's National No Smoking Day. Jerry Cottle's circus employs a fire eater who has just announced that he's switching to unleaded petrol for his act. Apparently he's been getting complaints about the fumes from his exhaust. Am I telling these? And finally, political interference in sport is beginning to worry more and more people. How long before it starts to affect television coverage?
Good evening. Well, the first results here are just starting to come in, and it does look very exciting indeed. And yes, I think we can now go over for the first results. Yes, we can. This is a key marginal up in Bedfordshire.
Luton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2.
Confirmation there of that first result. Des Snow, what do you make of that?
Well, an absolutely sensational start. If we look here on the battleground, it actually represents a game for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So let's have a look at that result in detail. And there you can see a Wolves majority of 1.
Well, now we're going straight over to West Ham. Our man on the spot is Des Cole.
Astonishing scenes here at Upton Park. After 90 minutes, the match ended in a 3-all draw. But West Ham asked for a recount and have now won 4-3.
A good result out for West Ham. Let's see what that means with Des Snow.
Well, a gain there for West Ham. Now, if we look here on the battleground, we can see that West Ham are here. But if they want to be looking at forming the next government, then these are the teams they have to beat. Now, on the basis of this result, our computer is predicting that, and I must stress this is just a bit of fun, but our computer is predicting that if this result were to be repeated right across the country, then the new parliament would look like this. Labour on 17 seats. The Conservatives on 22 seats. And West Ham United on 580 seats.
Some Scottish results going through. Stenhousemuir 2, Conservatives 0. Of course, the Conservatives haven't won in Scotland since 1964. Let's get some reaction. Neil Kinnock is talking to Des Day. And we gather that Brian Clough has just lost his seat at Nottingham Forest. And David Owen and Paddy Ashdown are still battling it out at Wimbledon. Oh, and here's a better result for Mr. Kinnock. Labour 27,460. Chelsea 0. Des.
Well, a marvellous result for the Labour Party. We can see that that result puts them here, 2 points ahead of Bristol Rovers. But still, these are the teams they have to beat. And if they lose to any of these teams, they risk ending up in the Beezer Homes League along with the SDP. But with these results in so far, our computer is predicting that tomorrow morning the new cabinet will look like this.
And now, Greg Thompson's phone call to Australia.
Hello, Ma? Hello, Ma, it's Greg. Your son, Greg. Happy Mother's Day, Ma. Did you get my present? What is it? It's a copy of Sunday Sport. Well, it's got an article on a brand new movie featuring your favourite people. You know, it stars Sylvester Stallone, Richard Gere, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dame Edna Everage. It's called Three Men and a Maybe. What about the front pages, Ma? What, the silly stories? Which one? That one where they found the Lancaster bomber on the moon? No. What, Clive James is a Martian? Not that one. Oh, that one. England expected to beat Albania on Wednesday. Pretty crazy, huh? I write these things, you know. I'm sorry it's not much of a present, Ma. I was going to go to Tesco's and buy you a toaster. Well, I wouldn't risk the £20,000 cork cost. But by the way, Ma, how's Dad? He's still got the hangover from the bicentennial. Wow, what a bend. I remember he was drinking so much, George Bush wanted him to be American Defense Secretary. Well, you can tell, Dad, I've been doing some research, like he asked, you know, on the family tree, and I found out that great-great-granddad Thompson did originally come from Wales. But they sent him to Australia not for stealing the sheep, but because he eloped with it. Yeah, good old Grandad. Did you catch the Bruno fight, Ma? No, not the one at Las Vegas, the one at Heathrow Airport on Tuesday. Boy, the reporters beat so much crap out of each other they didn't have any left to print. Well, at least the papers have finally stopped writing about food now. Instead, all the poms are complaining about pollution. You can't believe the water here, Ma. It's so polluted. I've just booked a walking holiday on the Norfolk Broads. No, the Broads are nothing to do with Sheila's, Ma, no. Even Maggie Thatcher's concerned about the environment. Yeah, she gave an interview on Thursday night. She said she's going to get rid of all the nasty gas in the fridges because it's damaging the ozone layer. I thought, blimey, if it's doing that much harm thousands of miles away, what's it doing to my bloody trifle? Yeah. Well, great, Mark. I'm glad everyone's well. I think I'm going to have a check-up at the dock with all this food. He's the one I was telling you about. He's going to take advantage of the new ruling allowing doctors to advertise themselves. I'm going to see him right now. Yeah.
Hello. I really am a doctor. I could have got an actor to do this, but my badly swollen ego got the better of me. So, come on down to my surgery for amazing bargains. Just look at these choices. Pick and mix antibiotics. Benylin on Droll. DIY home blood transfusions. With every 6 gallons of blood, you get a free set of glasses. And if you're looking for real Valium for money, I'll do block bookings. And cough. And for cash, I can do a nose job on the side. Express diagnosis, 45 seconds or less. Or your money back to your next of kin. But for real bargains, how about these? Reconditioned pacemakers, one careless owner. Hearing aids! Half price! Guinea vasectomies, a real snip. All this and more. Phone this number or call personally to this address. Now.
If you're wondering why it's very difficult to get a taxi these days, I think Steve and Hugh have the answer.
Yes. All right, Mr. Francis. The text will be with you in 5 minutes. All right. No chance. Not a chance.
Saturday night, what does he expect? Right, I've got to pick up at Staines. Picking up at Staines. Who fancies a trip to Staines?
Well, that's a bloody stupid question, isn't it? I'd rather be stuck on the M25 with Rick Astley. Charlie's free if he's dropped off at Wembley.
Charlie, have you dropped off at Wembley? No, his exhaust dropped off at Ealing Broadway.
Well, I've got to pick up at Staines, Hendon, Ealing and Mr. Frobisher in Balham. Hello, Mr. Francis. Yes, we'll be with you in 5 minutes. Honestly, they treat this place like a taxi firm.
Hello? Anyone free to pick up a Mr. Robson? Yes, a Mr. Bobby Robson. Yeah, picking up at Lancaster Gate and dropping Waddle and Barnes if he's got any sense. Where's Derek?
God knows, he's supposed to be dropping Mrs. Denton at Wapping.
No, last time he radioed in, he was approaching Bristol on the M4.
Tony, where have you been? You got stuck behind a load of milk floats carrying bottles of water? Well, that's no excuse. When you finished at Paddington, can you pick up a woman in Croydon?
He couldn't pick up a woman on Club 1830, that Tony.
Did you get that, Tony?
He's a disgrace to the minicab trade, him. Yeah, we should never have taken him on. Not with an N-Reg Vauxhall Viva.
Well, that's only the front half. The back of it's a Ford Anglia. It's only the suckers on Garfield's feet that hold it together in the middle. Derek, where have you been? I want you to go to Staines. Don't be like that, Derek. It's only Staines. No one's asking you to drive to Tehran in a Penguin Books lorry, are they? So miserable, that Derek. Bad-tempered, opinionated, goes on and on at you.
Couldn't have done any other job, really.
Not really, no.
Brian, could you pick up a Mr. Colin the Crowbar Johnson? Yeah, and take him to the back of the NatWest in Streatham. Yeah, that's it. Wait outside with your engine running. Yeah, apparently his driver's let him down. No, you should get a good tip. Yeah. And a Mr. Gerard of Belgravia wants the full limousine service. Yeah, so stick the ice bucket in the back of the Allegro, would you? Oh, and Roger, proceed to 14 the High Street, picking up margarita. No, a deep pan margarita with olives. Yeah, for us. Yeah, no, that's it.
Mr. Francis will be with you in 5 minutes. I know we said that half an hour ago. Of course we've got more than one car. We have got both cars.
Yeah, we have.
Hello, Derek. Are you on your way to Staines?
Tony, can you pick up a Mr. Ashdown? Yeah, Paddy Ashdown. No, he doesn't know where he's going. Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Charlie, can I tell you how to mend your exhaust? No, but I know a man who can. Yeah. If you wait by the road for 4.5 hours. He's a very nice man. Very nice man. Oh, no, Charlie, I want you to pick up a Mr. Taylor from somewhere in Soho and drop him off at Westingside Hospital.
Derek, where exactly are you?
Wait outside the hospital, pick up the kidney and take it to the Turkish embassy.
You're where?
According to my calculations, he's about to leave British territorial waters.
Derek, what are you doing in Cardiff? Could you wait your way to Staines? Radio me when you're nearly there and I'll tell you exactly where to go. Don't be like that, Derek. Oh, he's never been the same since he accidentally read the highway code. Mr. Francis, your cab will be with you in 5 minutes. There's no need for that sort of language, Mr. Francis, even if it is after 9 o'clock. 5 minutes, I promise. I appreciate it's urgent. Well, a lot of women prefer having them at home. All right, you want me to be realistic? OK.
Wednesday morning.
Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah. If only everything in life were as reliable as Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, Mr. Francis, we can pick you up in 5 minutes. But it'll have to be a larder. No, don't worry, because between you and me, it's
probably the best larder in the world.
No, it's only a joke, Mr. Francis. It's a joke.
Hello, Derek, Charlie, Tony, is anyone listening? I might as well be on Radio 3 here, really.
Oh, Mr. Francis, Derek will be with you in 30 seconds.
Derek, what are you doing in Amsterdam?
Roger, can we have some garlic bread with that one? That would be absolutely lovely.
Stephen here. Well, what do you think about when you're alone in bed at night? I think, where's my missus gone? night in bed until I think about infinity. And then I worry. All those questions. For instance, where is infinity? Nobody knows. But sure as hell, you can bet Dan Air will land on the airfield next to it. Scientists tell us the universe is constantly expanding. That worries me. Where's it all coming from? If it's expanding, what's it being made of? I'll tell you what it's being made of. Odd socks. Where else do they go? I mean, that is one of life's eternal mysteries. Where do odd socks go to? There's this Bermuda Triangle between when you take your socks off in the bedroom, the washing machine, and your sock drawer. 3 years ago, I got rid of every single sock I own, and I bought 400 pairs of black socks, exactly the same. So if I lost a couple, it didn't matter. I'd still got a pair. Today, I own one black sock. And 12 odd coloured ones. That's right. So the universe is expanding. More worlds are being created. This means there are billions of planets out there. And they do say that one of them is a planet exactly like ours, where every one of us has a double, leading very similar lives to ourselves. This means right now there's a program like mine taking place somewhere in the great beyond. Except there, the program's called Bernard Manning Confidential. And he's doing satirical jokes like, I went up to this Chinese call girl and said, let's do it doggy fashion. So she climbed into a wok. No. I told that as a feminist, multiracial, animal rights do. It cleared the room faster than Stevie Wonder with a flamethrower. Right on, Bernard. So, what would you say if you were on this planet and you came face to face with your double? What would you say? You'd say, you've got all my odd socks. See, I find space and time full of questions like these. You know, have you heard that one where if you take an infinite number of monkeys and an infinite number of typewriters, eventually they will write the complete works of Shakespeare? Huh? And how comes it only takes one monkey to write the complete works of Jeffrey Archer? Here's another. Why are all the planets called exotic names like Mesa, Corona Borealis, Omega Nebula? You never hear of the odd ones, do you? For instance, there's a planet called the planet Imagine having a visit from them, you know. Hi, where'd you come from? Hi, where'd you come from? Have you got any bloody ears? Or we could get visitors from the oddly named planet Go Stick Your Head Up a Badger's Bum. Now, the aliens could be unlucky. They could land here and meet a crowd of Arsenal supporters. Where are you two purple gits from then, eh? Go stick your head up a badger's bum. Now, where are you from? Are there such things as aliens? Hey, is Mars crawling with life? If so, that's something else we can't eat. If there are aliens, are they here already? I mean, don't you ever get the feeling you're being watched by beings far more intelligent than us? The cast of Neighbours do all the time. I mean, we observe the universe. All these astronomers spend millions of pounds on telescopes so they can gaze for hours at obscure old stars that have been dead for years. Why don't they just watch Sky TV? Actually, hold on something. You've got a dish? No, I didn't think you would have, no. Actually, what I find hard to comprehend is that some of these planets are so far away by the time the light from them reaches us that they don't exist anymore. You can see them, but you know they're not all there. We're back to Neighbours again now, aren't we? Somewhere in all this malarkey, Einstein had this theory of relativity to explain things. I never understood it. the nearest I got to relativity was that at Christmas time your in-laws turned up at the speed of light, which is pretty fast. 186,000 miles per second. And that's without steroids. I don't know if it was Einstein, but someone else had a theory that the universe is in fact just an atom that exists in something like, say, a stool. Well, I mean, I don't know, but what the theory is saying is that infinity is about relative space and how we handle that space. So it's not the size of your infinity that counts, but what you do with it. Sounds familiar to me, too. That brings in all sorts of other questions like, what are we doing here? I can see some of the audience asking themselves that now. The other question is, can you go back in time? And if you can, why isn't there anybody here from the future to prove it? Good, eh? And if you could travel back in time, surely someone would have done something to stop some of the world's historical tragedies. Like being at the Battle of Hastings and saying, Harold! Harold! Don't look up! or, you know, when France invaded Russia in winter of 1812, Napoleon! Napoleon, get your army to where Damart! And surely someone would have been at Kylie Minogue's conception. For crying out loud, Miss Minogue, wear a bloody condom!
Hello. This week on Do It Yourself, we're going to show you how to make your wife that luxury bathroom vanity unit she's always wanted. But first, let's assemble our Black & Recker work buddy. Carefully removing the components from the box, first take part A and connect to part B, making sure that the base flange C is correctly aligned with the bottom grommet D. You have now assembled your work buddy. And pretty impressive it looks, doesn't it? I hope you've made certain that all the nuts and bolts are correctly in place. You have? You are now ready to make your vanity unit. For this, you'll need a suitable length of dowling and 4 pieces of chipboard measuring 4 by 3 by 1/2 inch to form the basic cabinet. Place the chipboard firmly on your rock-steady work buddy. You didn't forget the securing cotter pin, did you? The professional way to cut wood is with a Black & Recker laser-powered tungsten-hooked wonder saw. On no account should the wonder saw be used in a confined area. By now, your vanity unit should be taking shape. Drill the holes for the mirror with the new Black & Recker pocket drill. Now it's time to glue together the back and sides of the unit using a handy economy-sized tube of Mega Bonded, the world's most powerful adhesive. Mega Bonded sticks anything to anything. At last, the moment you've been dreaming of. The vanity unit is now ready for installation. Imagine how your wife will feel when she sees it. Probably with the same ecstatic joy with which she greeted the front porch extension you built. Now measure the unit against the door, and in the unlikely event of it not fitting, gently ease the front door to gain access. And so the vanity unit is finally installed and connected to the mains, and you can relax and bask in the satisfaction that you've done it yourself. Tune in to Black & Recker's course on home surgery. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Good night. Good night.